friends, and welcome back to Nova Scotia and the house that I bought sight unseen, where last week we completely changed out the old rotting sill plate for a nice new healthy one, and now we're going to close the house back up before we leave for the winter. Or at least, we're going to try to.
I'm here in the role of a building inspector.
So now that the sill plate is in, and basically ready to go for the winter, for now at least, we have the job of closing up the house, making sure that it is like not airtight. It's not ever going to be airtight, but at least, you know, watertight, and that snow and rain isn't going to get in for the season. So I'm going to start by trimming off this edge here where it's very rough and ragged. I need to clean it up so it's a nice straight line so that I can patch it in with some of that OSB. There's gonna be some insulation, some OSB, some Tyvek. It's gonna be a lot of really ugly temporary things, but it's gonna work to keep the house dry, and that's what counts. Est-ce que tu as une bonne patate? Est-ce que tu as une bonne patate? Oui, oui. So while I worked on that, Phil was tackling the corner post. Now, if we flash back to last week's video, you'll remember that the bottom portion of this post was really soft and rotten, and since it's currently carrying quite a heavy load, a large portion of this back extension, and it's kind of a major anchor of this house's structure, we wanted to make sure it was really solid.
All right, so I'm just opening that corner here. You can see there's a sill plate we just replaced, and the goal is to fix that main corner beam here. It's actually got a lot of meat left to it. If we take that off, you can see that the bottom side is still kind of okay, just that little corner here that needs replacing. So I'm thinking that just gonna cut like this and remove that front part here. Do a little repair on that, and on this sill plate here that we're gonna change next spring, you can see that the bottom side disappeared. All of this here got rotten away because of the water damage, and the sill plate should be level here and it's now all sunken. But luckily a lot of the floor is being held on the further part here. So even though it's sunken this way, the floor section here is almost where it should be. So could be better, but could be worse. So all of this here is going to need to be replaced eventually, but so far it's holding the house okay.
So he's cutting out the rotten portion, but of course this is a bit awkward, both because we don't have the perfect tools for the job, but mostly because we can't exactly pull this post out and lay it nice and flat on a table to work on it. We can't rotate it easily to have access from all angles. Instead, he has to come up with some pretty creative ways to make 90-degree cuts in multiple planes while the board is in place, and without accidentally cutting into the surrounding structure. Not an easy challenge, and one that took a bit of trial and error before success was had. Trial and error, and a wide variety of tools.
Wow, really?
And as verification that he did indeed cut out all of the rot, on one side we see healthy, solid wood all throughout, and on the other, let's just say I'm glad it's not holding up the house anymore. Meanwhile, back over on my side of the house.
Hello. I'm here in the role of a building inspector.
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, check it out.
That's a challenging thing to put a sill under the house.
Yeah, but we did it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, we did it.
We did it and it looks pretty good. So this marked the first of what would be many friendly visits throughout the day, and it was neighbor Mike swinging by to check out the work up close and in person. He often drives by the house and can admire the progress at about 10 kilometers an hour, but now he got to take a good look at the work we'd been doing and discuss potential options for future foundation work.
We need to recut all the nails, remove the sill plate so you can pour the wall to the actual good height, and then just reinsert the sill plate and reattach the uprights.
Oh my goodness.
Then, after a solid chat, it was back to work. Look at that pretty doggo. What's going on? Hello? Alright friends, I'm pretty sure that I have talked about this on the channel before. You can date it all the way back to 2022, where I talk about how I really like to stand while I'm working. I like to move around while I sew, while I craft, even while I edit, and that is why I love to partner with FlexiDesk, who is once again the sponsor of this week's video, because for the last year or so, I've been using their E7 Plus standing desk, and I've been absolutely loving it. You saw it in action as recently as my Corgi Hobbit hole build from a few weeks ago, where it was crucial as a giant, comfortable, and adjustable work surface. Now, what's special about this desk is it's got 4 legs. That makes it super stable. It's more stable than your classic 2-leg standing desks, especially at those higher heights. And as you probably saw, this desk goes high. I'm talking no need for a ladder to change the bulbs in my 11-foot ceilings high. It's literally the highest 4-leg standing desk on the market, and it is super stable. So there's no shaking, there is no wobbling. It's got a 540-pound static capacity. It comes with a 15-year warranty, and it's incredibly budget friendly. So if you're interested in purchasing your own E7 Plus, then don't miss out on their upcoming Black Friday deals for a chance to get 80% or even 100% off your order. And if you have a limited budget, I also have their E7 premium desk, and it is also fantastic. You can click on the link in the description and use my code right here on screen for $50 off. So thank you so much to FlexiSpot for sponsoring yet another video and literally supporting my channel, my crafting, and my editing. Okay, well, I managed to trim all that wood off. I've got a nice level surface here ready to attach that OSB, but first going to insulate this whole cavity here because, fun fact, this right here is like a gap into our house. If you go in the house, you can actually see daylight through right here. So we're gonna fill these cavities with some insulation. We've got some rock wool left over from previous projects. Yes, I am aware that rodents can make their nest in rock wool. Listen, there is literally no insulation that is rodent proof. All of them will get destroyed by rodents. We have decided that short term, we're gonna jam the rock wool in there, and if it houses a couple rats, it's not the end of the world. It's probably better off to have the house insulated and with some furry friends than uninsulated, freezing, and rodent free. Like, they're not coming into the house, they're just going to be making little nests under our house. Not ideal, but better than an uninsulated house. Again, quite cold, Canada, winters, brr. So, insulation, onwards. And we'd barely gotten started back up when we had visit number 2 for the day. This time it was neighbor Ronnie swinging by.
Having fun?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's very new.
Yeah.
Whitner?
Oh, buddy. Oh, what's that? Hey, no shoes. If you've been following the channel along since the beginning, you'll know that it was Ronnie who gave me the CD full of old photos that allowed me to see what the house immediately next door to me looked like. The house that was torn down to build the duplex that neighbor Tim now rents. And that CD and those images is what confirmed for me that I probably saved this house from a similar fate by purchasing it. The why that was the problem, yes. Thank you.
Is she doing other work?
Huh? We're on the corner here.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's a brand spanking new sill plate.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Well, yeah, you did too.
Enjoy this fantastic weather. And I kid you not, less than 2 minutes after saying goodbye to Ronnie, we had our third and final visit for the day, this time from Leanne and her husband Steven, who swung by to say hi, see the house in person, and drop off a few items for us, all of which you can see in this video here. Well, it was a lovely little visit with Leanne and her husband. So nice to catch up with them again, and she dropped off a couple fun last little presents with me, which is so generous. Thank you so much, Leanne. I'm sure you're still watching these videos. And now it's back to insulation. We have, unfortunately, lost the sun. I'm hoping it'll come back out, but it is still quite warm. Like, I'm still comfortable in my sweatshirt. So, back to work before we get rain, potentially, tomorrow. Fun. Is still plugging away at the corner post here, and similar to how we cut the two sill plates to join together in a half lap joint, we wanted to do the same thing here because it's just a much stronger joint. It would have been infinitely easier to cut the corner post once, nice and flat and flush, and then just plop the new section directly underneath it, but it wouldn't have been a very strong joint. So instead, Phil is hogging out a second section of this corner post to accept the lap part of the half lap. And if that doesn't make full sense, hopefully it will in a second. Unfortunately, Phil turned off the camera at some point here, so the only shots I have right now of the finished spliced corner post are here in the corner, which is a shame because he did a really nice job and it looked super good. Then, with the corner post patched and the walls insulated, we could start closing the house up, starting with this one little piece of OSB we already had laying around. Oy, the hair is crazy. So that one tiny little piece of OSB was not nearly enough to cover the entire section of the wall that is open, so Phil is running with our neighbor Brenda to the hardware store, the lumberyard, to get more OSB because she has a pickup truck. And I'm gonna stay here and work on making a patch, this one little funky patch for the corner of the house that's gonna take a lot of fiddly little cuts that I hope I don't get wrong. A perfect fit and just in time.
I'm glad I could help you out, Andy.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. It was perfect. Whee! And with a replenished supply of OSB, furring strips, and neighborly support, we could finish closing up the house. Upside down. Yep. Nice. Bazinga. So here's as far as we got for the night. We managed to get the OSB completely covering down here. We didn't get to any of the house wrap or tie vac, and obviously there are some vulnerabilities in our facade, not least of which is, you know, all the perimeters where there used to be trim. But we do not have time to get to it tonight. We are pooped, and we just checked the forecast. It is not supposed to rain until midday tomorrow. So this situation is gonna be taken care of tomorrow morning, not right now, because we are tired and hungry, including Canal. Oh, look at that smushed face. Oh, that's one sleepy puppy. Signing off. See y'all tomorrow. The light here is garbage. What am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you were on the...
Right on the line. That's why there's no line.